to preface this, this is the usual response that happens when I play Killer in Dead by Daylight, and someone is streaming on Twitch, and then I go and look at their shit in the post-match, and I'm just like, yeah, I can tell why you're mad, but you're wrong, and I'm here to tell you why. Fuck you. So let's watch this clip. I forget who the fuck this is. I'm following, I think, 2 of the 3 people in the right that my video is currently covering, but that's fine because I'm following her too as a courtesy for absolutely fucking destroying them. So I'm going to do partial commentary on their gameplay and partial commentary explaining what's going on, because you're watching this from one survivor's perspective because I don't record my gameplay. Basically anything anymore. So for context, this is just the pregame lobby. They're talking about, I don't know what the fuck.
Okay, we're watching it.
Not a goddamn
Where do we watch it?
Some movie or some shit. I don't fucking know. Something about vampires. I don't know. It wasn't really relevant or important.
Yeah,
what is relevant and important going into this is 2 of them are carrying toolboxes. One has a med kit, and she at no point makes use of this map in any meaningful way. Kudos to all of them. They all did play relatively okay. There were some mistakes that I'm going to point out when we get to them. I like their choices here. Some of these are, you know,
what's the invitation about?
Decent picks for, you know, their offerings. I do not remember their loadouts. I vaguely think I have that in this clip recorded. Because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing when I record these, so I just kind of screen cap the entire video while it's playing on Twitch and just use the recording for this. I think I did that on Shark Sprite when she fucking read my name and just almost fucking lost it. So going into this, the first mistake, not instantly going to the gen. She does go relatively fast, and whoever this other guy is did follow. I'm thinking maybe he was just lagged. I don't know. He wasn't streaming. Of the 4 of them, I think she was the only one that was actually streaming. I did not end up seeing any of the others.
Of course it is.
But they're right now complaining that I'm playing Wesker. I only play Nemesis and Wesker. Just for starting context. The real issue here, by the way, is that I run the Nemesis perk so that I can see them and then just go immediately straight towards them and just fucking destroy somebody at the start of the match. Get the process really started. I got him really quick.
I can't tell if you're close to us or not.
Yes, you can. They will be really small if they are.
I'm taking this.
Far away. They'll be big if they're close. That's how that works. You just have to wait a second. She did not bother waiting.
Yeah, that literally.
They did really good work on this generator. Little slow, but she did pretty good on the skill checks. I'll give her props on that. I knew they were over here. I did my dash to try to hit the other one of them. It did not work out so well. Unfortunately for her, she was in a straight line while the other guy juked left, so I just kind of had to follow her. Mainly because I hit the guy who was on the hook earlier, so I wanted to spread damage around as much as possible. I love that I nailed this, because survivors always will jump off and just not realize how easily you can nail that hit as the killer, because you have no lag and you can swing while falling. I get him every time. She is incredibly mad right now.
You fucking bastard. Fuck you.
It's not my fault that survivors are predictable. I play Survivor, so I know what annoys a killer, and I do that. And as a killer, I do exactly the opposite. I am not slugging here. I literally... It was easier to chase her down, and I gave up on that trying to find her body, partially. But then I saw this guy come for her, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm not chasing, and then I actually could not find her body. She was in the tall grass. So, was not slugging. I thought I could get a second person knocked. I couldn't. That is not slugging. Slugging is a very different thing. Slugging is I leave you deliberately
This
on the
guy
ground.
is
This was
so
not.
lame.
Am I lame? Yes.
This guy is
In my
so
defense,
lame.
this is how it is played. I am going to hit you, I'm going to hook you, and I'm going to chase you. I'm going to do it in what I think is the most efficient and
Somebody
effective
kill
manner.
you.
And in this
Bloody.
instance, the most efficient and effective manner was to temporarily leave you on the ground where I hit you because I thought I could get somebody else. So, in the process of seeing somebody, giving up on a chase, going back to find your body,
Oh,
thought
the
I
most
could get that
wins
other
was
guy, this guy
Eaton.
playing
Boobs are like right in my
Leon.
face.
I thought I
Oh,
could get him.
okay.
Could not get him.
Way
So
to
I
make
gave
this
up on that,
sexual, you
went after her
fucking
body,
gross
could not find her.
pervert.
She was hidden in the tall grass. That's not slugging. So we're clear. This comes into play later for a very specific reason.
Brad,
Not
no.
proud of it,
How did he find me?
but it's
How
damn
did he find me
effective.
up here?
I found this guy, if you can't hear the audio of him saying it, he said, how did he find me? I found you because you were running up the stairs on and you were visible from about a quarter mile away, and you immediately went to a generator on the top of the middle building. You were visible, very,
He was
very
mashing
visible.
and bashing
So
on
I
you?
found you by just using my eyes and just
I got stuck.
going to you.
He had to have been running
Okay,
something
make
that
my way.
revealed my
So this guy's gonna go run for this save. She,
For sure on you.
in her
Yeah.
defense, while being good at skill checks,
Line towards Brad, get him
is
off of
is very
Hey, don't
good,
come
and
to
she's
this
doing a lot of
killer
progress,
shack.
and she does do a lot of work on some gens.
Oh, it,
She is too easily scared. I had to play a lot
broke
of
off
Survivor
yeah.
and really get used to how killers play
There you go, buddy.
by going and playing killer
I hear his
before I
heartbeat,
got over my
or my
fear of
heartbeat, or
killer
somebody's
heartbeats.
heartbeat.
What they don't know right now is I'm running.
Somebody's beating on something.
I forget all these programs. It's not important, but it's the
Oh my god.
PIP 1 of 3, and it's just increased.
See a locker nearby?
He's just standing
I knew
there.
she was over here. I
I
didn't
don't
know where because I heard the generator. So
Oh,
I was
he's
like, if
hitting-
I
he's
stand
hitting
here
my
and look
gen.
around, maybe somebody will move in the distance, and I'll see them, and I can
Fucking
go to
dickhead.
them. So while I'm standing around, yes, I'm going to hit your generator if I don't fucking see you, because I assume you're not fucking there. She immediately goes and starts working on this while I go off to do other things, which is exactly what you should do. If I hit your generator, you should start repairing it immediately.
See him? Oh,
So, a few things here. My terror radius was slightly
Hi,
larger,
Love is Green.
so
Thank
she
for
was, you know,
being here.
feeling it from further
Playing some Dead by
away than normal,
Daylight.
Oh, I see.
which
He's
messes
on
with their
top of
fucking
me.
heads.
Top of me,
Mm-hmm.
bro.
Um,
Spot us, spot us.
Unfortunately, it's not my optimal build. I want to get it much, much better. I can really
Oh,
fine
he's
tune
right
it,
on
do some
me.
real dumb shit,
Yes.
but it's not important
Okay,
for right
got
now.
my gen done.
What is important is I like her use of this perk to really do
That
more
is such
maneuverability.
badass.
That's really good. Unfortunately,
Kind of hard to get around.
what they don't seem to understand about the way I'm playing is that I am not using Wesker's
Life.
dash as a attack
On to my
yet.
second
I'm
hug.
using it
Okay, I
as
hear his
a
heartbeat.
closing
But I don't know where he
the
is.
gap
I'm hiding
kind
in
of
a locker.
a means. So less as a
Oh.
physical attack and more
He just
as
got
a
hooked.
means of just
Yeah.
going as fast towards you as
You see
possible.
where he's running?
Some of
Bashed off
these
towards, like, the
survivors
side.
I've noticed do not understand Wesker, despite him having been out for like a
Okay,
week.
If he's not close, I'm
And in
gonna
the
get you off right now.
coming.
betas.
Oh,
But
Alright.
Wesker
You gotta
Oh, that one's
is
already-
really easy to dodge if you just put even a fucking like rock,
Gotta be
just a
honest.
tiny rock in front of him. He would just slam into it, and it just fucks him up completely. So she,
just
like I
keep
said, has this
hiding
really
in
bad habit of
hooks
going in
or in
lockers.
lockers.
Well,
I
that's
get
really
so
good because I'm
scared.
fucking
I get
stupid.
so nervous.
I have no idea
But
how to
in-
deal
in
with
all
that because
fairness,
I
did
don't use
2
lockers when I play
generators,
Survivor.
So.
But
Yeah, that
I am chasing her friend, but I don't really have much to say here. There's not much going on for me to commentate on because this is just a lot of I'm finding them and just doing the same thing that I always do, which is I go to
Bitch,
them,
I've been doing
knock
all
them,
the
and if I
fucking
lose them,
work.
if I can't find anyone, I stand still, I swivel, I do a fucking
I'm
spin.
not saying you're not doing work.
Another thing
I'm saying
that
there's no point in
they
playing
don't
when
seem
you're
to
locked.
fully grasp
He's chasing
is
me.
I don't know
I'm in the middle house.
why I didn't look at them before, but I didn't know none of them had a flashlight. I just thought none of them were using a flashlight, but I didn't know none of them had
Oh,
it.
he's still right on me. This fucking guy.
Here is where things get fucking stupid. So she goes for this generator, and this is the
Okay, I'm
start of where
starting.
things get
Yeah,
bad. And this is why they started
Take
later
it out.
on saying I was
Your
slugging. I'm
first
not
hook as
slugging,
well?
and you'll
Yep.
see it, and I can prove it with how this shit
Yeah, same
goes
with
by
the basic.
explaining my thought process. Because it might be slugging to some people, but it's a very logical thought process. Hooking him in the basement
great.
was the most
I'll
efficient
risk it.
thing I could
Never
do
mind, he's coming straight
in
to
the
me.
time. It was the
I think those
closest
are worth
hook,
one to be in, honestly.
and
Yeah.
I just was like, I'm gonna put him somewhere hard to get in case they do come for him, which
Yeah,
is
I'm
good.
coming in
This
house.
is where she fucked up. Two of them went at the same time.
He's coming, he's coming.
Unfortunately,
Fuck.
I hit the
Yeah,
Leon
whatever.
down him on the
As long
stairs,
as you get him unhooked.
and
He's coming for you, it's fine.
I come
Oh,
down,
there
and I know full well
Run!
that you can't hit the person who just
No,
got off,
no,
which is why I go for
keep
her.
running, keep running.
The unfortunate thing is I get her here before she hits the window. The other person is now hittable, and I get them on the stairs.
Now he's trying
This
to
is
sneak
not
in.
slugging.
Gosh.
It would be slugging if I literally
a
walked off to
bastard.
go chase down somebody
Fred, you
else.
know, it's-
Unfortunately, I can only carry one person at a time, but I can knock multiple of you. This is not slugging. This is good gameplay.
Crawl down here.
Out of
crawl down
respect
here.
for them,
Here,
I
here.
do not put them all in the basement hook.
He's coming to you guys.
One, because it's disrespectful as fuck, and I hate
You were
that.
more recovered
And
than
I
that,
don't
but
necessarily
not-
want to play that way as the killer. I just think it's scummy. It's
boy.
not worth your time. Two,
I'm trying.
it's easier to spread them out because they can't be rescued as easily. So don't just fucking throw everyone on the same area. So I take her to this hook. I tried to find the other one. I thought she was up at the top,
outta
but I
here
was
for
like,
now.
I can't find her. I'm trying to hear her. Can't find her.
I
So I
died
ran back.
trying
I'm
to
just
save
taking
you,
her.
Jake.
You're not dead.
It was
She
It was
does
a,
die,
it was
but
worth-
not yet.
I'm worth-
And the
You're not
way
dead.
it happens
Not
is
yet.
because she did not
Yeah,
realize how
I'm
Wesker
worth
works.
it.
Which, like I said, after a week of him being out, you should know to just juke left and right constantly.
Better
It makes
be
it
my-
really
you
hard for
better be my
Weskers because it's just a
friend now.
straight line dash. There's no ability to control it. And I played Demo Night, so I know what I'm talking about. Unfortunately,
Sure.
I saw her trying to go back for that. I did not. I didn't try to camp this. I did
Shit, I don't-
definitely run away. Unfortunately for her,
Bro, he's
this
still trying to
could
get
be
me.
called slugging, but it
He's a
was
slugger.
more
Okay, I'm gonna
efficient to
cover,
go
I'm gonna
after a
recover.
second kill,
Fuck.
spread the damage, knock as much as possible. Was not a
Uh,
deliberate, intentional
recovering?
attack on her personally.
You fucking
Here's where she
bitch.
didn't realize it. She walked in a straight line.
Alright.
And when I saw her hit, I knew it was over. I
Who
was
just
like, okay,
They're-
who should I go
Someone's
for?
gonna hug
I
me,
grabbed
okay.
her. Because I knocked her first, so
Fine.
my mentality
Is the hook
was,
close?
get
The
the
hook is
person I
close.
hit
Yeah, it's-
first,
it's close.
then go for the next, and go for the next,
You
unless I can't
took
find
me
you,
to
in which case I'll
further
go for
away,
somebody
bro.
else.
Okay, cool.
Not
Fine.
slugging, I was securing a second kill.
No!
Very
He's
different.
coming back,
That
he's
was
coming
where she
back.
fucked up. If she hadn't have failed that
I
skill
can't see
check,
past that
I
door.
would have had
Pallet, though.
no way of knowing that
He's
this was being attempted.
coming.
Unfortunately,
Run, okay,
they run in a straight line again.
Okay, he got.
Oh, he did that dash.
Tragically for her,
I'm reporting him. Fuck him.
she got very, very salty.
Terrible.
And once you get salty,
I
the
thought
killer's in your
you
head.
couldn't
It's too
unhook
late.
my perk
You're
with the
spreading the
kick
salt
in
around,
so I could take
especially
the
bad
hit,
if you're in a
but
voice call.
apparently it didn't
The
do it.
panic sets in for everybody. It makes everybody play worse. I just know this from experience with playing with my friend group.
He's on me. He's got me.
Unfortunately, what you don't get
Yeah.
to see is the rest of this, where once again she ran in a straight line. Basically, people just tend to run in straight
We're out
lines
of
if
time
they
that
don't know
does
how
that, right?
Wesker
Or am I
works.
thinking something else?
And he's been out long enough,
Our
and they were
time
complaining about it, so I
only works on
assume they've played against a
They're on
Wesker
hook.
before.
So they, the person who unhooked you would have had to have borrowed time.
So unfortunately for them,
Oh.
that was a shit matchup. They played good at the start,
Well, no,
but
I
things
unhooked
just
them,
degraded
so I
rapidly.
should have been able to tank a hit,
I
right?
No,
don't
no,
want to
it
place
works in
blame on
person.
any one of them
Oh,
because
you
have that endurance.
I want to say maybe 2 or 3 of them complained about Wesker from the start.
It's to stop
The
you
I
from,
think
like,
personally the worst thing you can do is to lower the morale in the match by complaining about who the killer is from the start.
And
I
then
think
try
that if you're
punching a
playing
woman
with people
you
and you're not just
fugly
solo
slapped.
queued,
Oh,
if you're playing with friends,
he's not gonna see that yet.
the worst thing I think you can personally
I'll
do is
retype
to
it.
complain about the killer
I'll
and
be.
get
I'm
mad
so
and
angry.
just
I'm going to
get
retype
everybody's mojo
Feel like he
fucked up
sees it.
because you're going to get
that
everyone in the
that
wrong
is all.
mindset,
I
not in the
after the
thought
second-
process of
Yeah,
what do
I
we
mean,
do to
when you're the
succeed.
last one,
I don't care if you
Oh, I
report
see.
me if I play like that, but
So,
don't lie.
I'll
wasn't
I'll
slugging.
troll him and then I'll give him props.
She does give me props. I will give her that. She
I'll give
doesn't
him-
do it here,
you
but
know
she
how you
does
can,
do
like,
it later.
Either report people or like
But
give him props.
it wasn't warranted. I don't care if you give me props or not. I don't personally care. I couldn't care less if you insult me in the end game. It's whatever. He's a shit.
No, you can't say
If
sweaty.
I
You probably-
played to
you
win, I'm
probably
playing to
just
win.
didn't
I'll do what I do. It's the most efficient method. Sorry.
Alright.
Nothing personal.
Gonna
This Sallow guy, I
some
think,
more healing
was
stuff.
in the background. He was a little more salty than anyone else, but I don't want to say he was super salty. Unfortunately, they really did make it too fucking easy. They were running in straight lines. They weren't maximizing progress, which is one of the worst things you can do. If you see me knock your teammate, don't stop what you're doing if somebody else is. If you're in a group of people and you have active communication between one another,
fucking bad.
communicate. Send one fucking person. Don't send everyone. Everyone should be doing something. Everyone knows this, but if you have active communication, you're not doing it.
I hope he doesn't.
I didn't take it personally.
No,
I get your emotional state.
He said
I may be the long man, but it used to be the shitstorm. It's kind of what I do. I piss people off. I play like a dick. I am a dick. I'm an asshole. I'm not doing anything about it. Fuck them. I was sorry if that wasn't fun. If people don't have fun against a killer who's playing to win,
censored it.
sorry, but you gotta expect it. You gotta get better. You really gotta get better if you're gonna play as a survivor, because the killer is stacked the fuck against you. A good killer will fuck your shit up.
Oh god.
Nobody mentions it, but I said Jinzo. MST, 1, doesn't negate, and 2, Jinzo doesn't work that way. Jinzo affects traps, not spells. My brain didn't work. I just wanted a Yu-Gi-Oh reference as quick as possible, and the first thing I'm like is, yes, MST negate, a good fucking quality meme. Jinzo does not in any way relate to spell cards, or magic cards, as they would have been called, back when MST negate first was a thing. But, if I had to say a couple of things, as I stopped recording. 1, activate your fucking windows. I can't fucking stand when people just, like, use an illegitimate copy of Windows. Like, I get there are legitimate reasons for it. But you are streaming and everyone can see it. And I don't know personally, I can't say. Maybe she's running in a virtual machine. I highly fucking doubt it. But that would be a good reason to be running a non-activated Windows license. I don't think she is for a lot of reasons. Doesn't matter, really. Second thing, like I said, she particularly didn't play bad. Nobody in this match played bad. It was nobody's fault that they lost. No one particular person's fault. But the lack of communication, the decreasing of morale from the start, just the bad mentality and attitude, all of those stacked up to make it just really bad for their whole team. They were fucked from the start playing like that, despite the fact they played really well. They did a lot of things right. Like, she was really good at skill checks. She hit a lot of great skill checks. The rest of their team did relatively okay. I wasn't able to see their streams, so I couldn't tell you their skill checks were. But I could tell you that the slow to start for her and her teammate, the lack of cooperation later down the line, there were a few key moments of cooperation with the healing. How do I phrase this? Not understanding how panic works. And this isn't like an in-game mechanic of panic, like the real physical panic that you're obviously having when you're being chased. Because your heart rate does go up. You're definitely not at your best when you're being chased in these games. I know it because I fucking hate it. Not understanding how that makes your mindset change, and then playing predictably. So running in straight lines later in the game really fucked them up. Looping, they did really good with looping. She didn't do particularly great on it early in. When I first got her onto a hook, she looped terribly. It was just bad chance that I was just going perfect for it and just managed that strike. But the rest of them looped fantastically. Really solid quality until it failed. And over time, that broke down to just running in a straight line to get away as fast as possible. I don't think any of them, from the top of my head, were running any kind of endurance. Adrenaline. So they were not getting nearly as far as they could have in a straight line. Even if I wasn't playing Wesker and I was playing Nemesis, they're going in straight lines, and it's just too easy. Other than that, they did really well, but they incorrectly called this slugging, which when I heard them say that, I was just like, that's not slugging. There's a mentality behind the way I play, and if you as a survivor just are like, oh, they're cheating, they're hacking, they're slugging, like, if you're just throwing accusations in games, and it's just that they were playing in a weird, standard way, and that way just happens to be really, really effective. This isn't just Dead by Daylight. I should specify when I say that, because it's the hackusations is what I'm just going to refer to it as, even though it's not just like, oh, you're hacking. It's just across gaming. It's just such a fucking bitch move. Instead of just realizing that you were outplayed by someone who was better than you, who had a better strategy, who just knows the way to go, like who does things in an unconventional manner that just fuck with people and just in your fucking head the whole time. Mind games. If they outplay you and they're out mind gaming you and they're just good, accusations are like the shittiest thing you can do. Like, we get it, you lost, you're mad, but accusations and shit like that, like, come on. Like, I get it, that did look like slugging to them, obviously, because they thought that was deliberate slugging. It was not deliberate slugging. Like, I have no way of really explaining without saying there was a thought process. If I can down one, and it's really, really close for another survivor, I'm going to down that other survivor. And then I'm going to down the next one that I see. I'm not going to down you and then instantly pick you up if I think I can secure another kill. It's just, you got to be effective, you've got to be efficient. If I was slugging, I would have left you there. I would have really, really, really left you there. Like, I would have not fucked with you at all. I would never have come back. I would have just left you there until I knocked as many people as possible. In the early part where they first throw the slugging accusation, that could have been seen as slugging. I can understand that, but I really thought I had a good hit going on there. And that really does provide the context, I think, for later on when I actually pull it off. Because if I think I can get one of you after getting another, I'm going to go for it. Every time. 100%. Hands down. I have no fucking shame in saying it. I think anyone would do that. I think it's dishonest to say you wouldn't, honestly. If you see somebody and you get them, and then you see their teammate right then and there, you're fucking out of your mind if you're telling somebody, oh, I wouldn't go for that second kill. I would hook this one and then go after the next one. No. You're fooling yourself. You're lying. You would not. And that's because if you're trying to be a killer who's good at the game, who's winning, you're going to spread the pain as much as possible. You're not going to focus on kill, hook, kill, hook, kill, hook. You're going to go for as many crazy, stupid things as possible. You're going to ensure kills only when necessary. I hate camping, and that's why I try not to do it. But if I see you going for somebody on a hook, and I chase you all the way there, or if I see you doing it from the distance, and if I can close that gap and I can get to you to try to kill you before you can unhook them, I'm gonna go for it 100% of the time. I have no shame in saying it. It's you. If you're not playing your best. You're being too nice to the survivors, and I think that's a big issue. Is that some people are used to killers being overly respectful. The killer's job is to win. Just as your job is to win. But you have to play as a team. And whatever I can do to make that team as ineffective and inefficient as possible, I'm going to do it. at this point, I'm just rambling. I don't really have much else to say. They played well and they lost, but you throw out a slugging accusation, I'm gonna call you on it. I think that's her Instagram down there. Give them a follow. They deserve it. They did play well. I'll give them that. I didn't give props because I didn't know that they actually gave props. He just said props. I didn't know that he was giving it. I can never guarantee that, so I just don't unless somebody like legitimately plays like top fucking apex level game. Like if you're the fucking like master class of your fucking gaming, I'll do what I can to give you a props. But as the killer, I try to only do that to people that I see pulling plays, really making plays. And going back, I wish I had given her a props because she did really make all of the fucking plays for the most part. She tried to do some other plays and just failed. I think if she had played more confidently, hidden in lockers a little less, she would definitely be far better of a survivor. I think she should play killer a lot and get in the mindset of a killer, because then you'll realize what killers do and how best to counter them. Like when a killer grabs you, the worst thing you can do is to start getting toxic because it messes with your teammates, and that's what the killer wants. They want you fucked up, and they want you to do shit like that. When the killer is carrying you, she could benefit from realizing a killer's gonna walk sideways. For if she ever runs into killers that are just too used to flashlights, I personally walk sideways all the fucking time. If I'm carrying you and I even think there's a remote chance somebody's gonna try and flashlight me, like if I know somebody else is there, or if I think I hear you, I will walk sideways. I'll walk backwards to a hook if I think that there's a chance of somebody trying to flashlight me, and I'll spin and do weird fucking shit. And if I think I can hit somebody, I'm gonna go for them 100% of the time. And I think that's something that survivors could really benefit from, is not sitting still if you don't have to. Like if I knocked 3 of them right there, the survivor that moved was the one that made it out of there because there were 3 of them. While they had the time to recover, if you're not running a means of self-recovery in some variety, I would not personally think that was the move. In my opinion, that move where she left and I could just fucking like barely hear the pain grunts, that's your best play. If you can escape to somebody else, do it 100% of the time. She fucked up by trying to heal all the way. In fairness, it did sound and look like I was going for them, with my heartbeat going away and her seeing me try to go through the shack. Unfortunately, what she didn't know was that side of the shack is a solid wall. Map knowledge would really help a lot of people. And that's it. I've rambled too long. I'm gonna throw this up. I'm gonna upload this. This is literally double the length of the clip. But props to them. They played well. They lost, but they played well. I have nothing else. Fuck 'em.